Hey there. We've both seen Infinity War now, and we wanted to give our thoughts.
Yep. This isn't so much a review as it is just like talking about the movie, what we thought of it, our brief impressions. We don't want to keep this too long.
Yeah,
So let's start with kind of overall what we felt about the movie after seeing it.
I thought it was pretty good. Uh, it was I there was a lot of build up to this.
Sorry,
There
notes.
was a lot of you know, a lot going into this. Probably see our notes there for a
We're
little
like
bit.
trying to look at our notes.
Um,
There it is. All
there we
right.
are. Okay.
So there's 10 years of build up to
Yeah,
this.
it was. And as much as people make fun of the biggest crossover in history,
Yeah.
um, sorry, I'm recovering from something here, if I'm raspy. So, but I mean, okay, spoiler alert. There are
Yeah.
going to be spoilers in this.
From now on, there's spoilers.
I mean, really, honestly, if you haven't watched
You
it
haven't
by
watched it.
now, do you even care?
What are you doing in
Do you even
here?
care?
Guess not.
Anyways, so spoilers are starting. If you haven't seen it yet, pause it, go watch it. We'll wait. We'll be here.
Yeah.
Okay. So overall, I wasn't surprised about what happened. It was followed the comic book storyline. I was surprised about who died in the end,
Yeah,
and
like
who's gonna have to come back and who won't be coming back, presumably.
yeah. So, and at the very end, we'll kind of briefly talk about the setup for the next movie, but like, yeah, it's not surprising because it followed the comic book. I've talked to people who are like, how could they do that? And how could they kill so and so and kill all these people? It's like, well, how could they let him actually get the gauntlet? Well, he gets the gauntlet in the comics, and
Like
that's huge stakes. And you know what? Half the universe just died. So
that's the story.
that's
Like,
the story. Let's figure this out
Yeah.
now. Like that's what's fun about it. But
honestly,
anyway,
like I would have been disappointed if we knew there was gonna be two movies.
yeah.
And if you have like how many years or how many movies of build up with Thanos in it, was the first one the first Avengers movie?
Yeah, the very first Avengers movie,
Yeah.
the very end when he like turns and smiles. He
Yeah.
looks so bad in that one, by the way, compared to
He
this.
does. He does. I'm glad they fixed him. He looks good in this
He
one.
looks, and the emotion, like you can really see on his face.
Yeah.
They did a lot of work on him. He by far was the best, like motion capture or CGI thing. So okay,
Yeah.
so before we get into that, which is one of our negatives, is like so some of the people that so the prevailing theory is that people who died pre-snap will not be coming back, and those who died post-snap will be coming back. That may or may not be the case. I'm guessing some
But
sort of
that's-
like
That's my general thought and theory.
yeah, like it's
based
the one that
on
makes
comic
most
books
sense.
and- yeah, exactly.
At this point, so like Gamora, that was an emotional
That was a
death.
surprising one.
Loki also was a little surprising. I didn't think they would
Yeah.
kill off the God of Mischief at the beginning of the movie. Like that was insane. And then
And Vision.
and Vision. That like wasn't really a surprise to anyone. But like this is the
I mean,
movie
that was
where
expected,
it was
yeah.
expected, but they like made me start to like his personality, which before now he had none. And then they killed him.
Hmm.
So good job.
Yeah, he was still frustrating though. He sucked.
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
we'll get into that.
Yeah.
So and then the post snap deaths. So kind of we see. I think Black Panther is the one we first saw, and at that moment, like some distant part of the back of my brain went like, okay, they're gonna fix this somehow because there are sequels. But like and that was still there, and then when I saw Peter Parker's death, that was really emotional, and like you really felt for Iron Man as well, and like like I don't want to go, I don't want to die yet, I don't want to leave. Like that was he did a really good job, and that just snapped me
Yeah.
right back into it. I was not thinking like, hey, there's Spider-Man 2 coming up, they're already shooting in November or whatever. Like I was just in the moment thinking, holy crap, this is insane.
Yeah, I think they should have moved Spider-Man and had him first, because it was just by the time they got to Spider-Man, it was just like, oh, another, it was
Yeah.
like I've already seen Black Panther go down. and we know it's like, yeah, they have to bring them back now,
You know what the clincher was? Post credits when Kobe Smulders went to
Smulders
dust.
die?
Yeah, like that was like, okay, they have to bring her back because that is a sin, most egregious. So, my opinion.
Kobe Smulders?
Kobe Smulders, you can't turn her to dust.
She's attractive.
I know, that's the reason.
Okay,
Anyway.
fair enough.
So, so moving on. So we'll talk about some of the things that annoyed us. Like when we talk about the bad things, the negatives, like they're just little gripes.
Take it with a grain of salt.
Take it with a grain of salt. These are just our opinions, but like they didn't ruin the movie by any measure.
We made a list to make a list.
Yes.
We made a bad to have a bad.
Yeah.
Save your butt hurt for something else.
Yep. Speaking of butts,
the CGI was butt.
What a segue.
What a segue.
Yep.
The motorized scooter thing, not Segu.
Yes.
How it's spelled. So the CGI, there was just a few parts where I noticed it. Namely after Thanos snaps his fingers and he wakes up in the water and talks to baby Gamora. That was, I noticed that it looked a little off to me. It looked a little, anyways, and then also Bruce Banner being stickered on to the
That looked really funny at the very end.
very end when he's in the Iron Man suit and it's open.
The Hulkbuster.
The Hulkbuster. He literally looked like a sticker that was just pasted on there. That was fairly bad. I can almost guarantee that they will go back and they will fix those, though, before releasing to Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Before releasing it.
So,
if not even, oftentimes they'll have like an initial release
and then
to theaters, and then they'll have
a month later or whatever.
Yeah, and still in theaters they'll change it.
That's kind of cool.
I know they've done that with a couple movies, but
yeah, I'm not the person to ask. Like, I still can't tell you the difference between 4K and 1080p. Like, I don't have an eye for it, so that's not a bad place to be for me. But like, I'm just not the person to ask. But yeah. The next one, and this is kind of me, is kind of a negative, kind of a positive, was the Black Order. Like, they were built up to be this big thing before the movie even came out. Like, they had these life-size statues or whatever at an event, or like all this stuff. But like, they were kind of lame, except for Squidward.
Except for Squidward, Magneto.
Squidward, Magneto, like he was super OP. He had this presence. He kind of like, he was the Black Order for me. The others were just fun to kill throughout the film.
They were also like, I had a hard time keeping track of them because they seemed much the same. It was like,
you have Squidward, the one I care about.
You have the Squidward,
Big Hammer Dude, and then two other people.
Dude,
the female
dude, and
the spear pointy dudette. Yeah. But like, I'm glad they didn't spend more time fleshing them out, because it wasn't even close to their story. It was really Thanos' story that we saw from the perspective of all the Avengers.
They were a means to an end.
Yep.
They I was fine with how they were. They were a bit forgettable. I wouldn't have minded a little bit of more of an introduction in a previous movie with them. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Whatever. But yeah, they were forgettable.
Yeah.
Bad, which I'm also not complaining. This is standard movie fare. We gotta wait.
It's a year, but we gotta wait.
Yep.
The good thing about this is that, like, so I'm gonna take you back in time to Harry Potter 7, which could have fit into one movie just fine. A long movie, but one movie. But they made some parts drag on. It ended in an awkward place because Rowling didn't write the book to have like a middle rest part.
Yeah.
Like it just it wasn't good. But like, this is good because it has a
perfect,
definite
like,
conclusion.
midpoint. Yeah, here's a conclusion.
But I'm still way anxious.
Oh, of course.
But like, Captain Marvel is
also,
gonna be.
Why did you use Harry Potter 7?
I don't know.
As an example.
That's the only one I could think of at the
Mockingjay?
moment. Sure, Mockingjay.
That's
but
a
like,
way better example. That book was not long enough to
That's
be
true.
two
It wasn't
parts.
long enough.
Harry Potter 7, granted, didn't have a middle part, didn't have a a good
How about
split point.
how about a bad movie that was kind of short and didn't have it was just terrible anyway? Uh, what's the third Twilight book?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Did they make two parts out of that?
Yeah, there was
Oh,
when Harry
gosh.
Potter 7 was coming out, so I feel like they fed off each other and did that negative thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so but like this one has a definite conclusion. Like this was Thanos' story, and he got his goal. He done did it. He snapped his fingers.
Yeah, they did change up his motivation, which I'm fine with though. From
Yeah.
the comics.
Like yeah, like they would have had to like
Yeah.
flesh out a whole story with him and death, and
Yeah.
like without doing much, it would have felt
Yeah.
awkward.
I'm
Like,
totally fine.
This
with
was
them
fine.
changing the
Like
story
my
here.
my home planet died because we all starved to death and fought over food because we were overpopulated. You
Yeah.
know what? I'm gonna help you guys out so the people who live never have to go through this.
Yeah.
And like that's funny because that's like a real thing that's like scientists, that government officials, that people are concerned about is the overpopulation of the earth. So like it's not an entirely unrelatable concept in the first place. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. On to
Anyway,
let's,
onto the next
on to
one.
the good. Also,
So
Vision sucks.
Yeah, Vision.
still
Let's
sucks.
talk about that one now, because like Vision's supposed to be like he was like the Superman when he came out in the
Yeah,
Age
he
of
was supposed to
Ultron,
be,
and
like super OP. He could wield the hammer.
he could phase, he could like,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden he sucks.
And all of a sudden he, yeah.
like,
can't
oh, I
do
couldn't
jack.
phase because of the thing, and now I'm just worthless the
Yeah.
entire movie,
Oh, get stabbed once, and
And
apparently you're just a ninny after that.
right?
Fine.
Wow.
Anyways.
So, but like that's my point. Like Scarlet Witch way outperformed him. Like he had. I'm trying to think of a delicate way to put this. Like he had Infinity Stone ED. Like IFD, Infinity Stone
Yeah.
dysfunction.
Yeah.
Like it's like he has this crazy thing in his forehead that's apparently a huge part of him, and then all of a sudden, like
Yeah.
I can't even handle.
can't
Black
do
Order.
anything with it.
Anyway.
Yeah.
He kind of sucked.
So the good now.
No. So one little complaint that I had that like
Oh.
it made sense with the pacing of the story.
Yes.
So if they would have made it longer,
If they would have done like made it into 3 parts, which granted wouldn't have made sense.
yeah,
Our point earlier. with,
this could have
there's
been
no
a more
midpoint.
fleshed out thing. Probably would have turned into more battles.
Yeah.
But like, at the very beginning, Loki gives up the stone like almost immediately after Thanos threatens. After he like crushes Thor's head a little
Yeah.
bit, he's like, okay, fine.
Fine.
But like
fine.
at least Loki was like, you know what? I'm the god of mischief. I can pull this off. I can just do what I always do, and like form a knife behind my back
He's
and
not
stab
gonna
someone.
Expect me to do anything walking
No.
to him slowly.
But
Yeah.
like his line before that was excellent. Like I am Loki, Odin's son, rightful heir to Jotunheim, god of mischief. And like he was like, I was like, wow, this is quite the speech. But like at least he had a plan to like try to kill Thanos. But like with Gamora, like Thanos tortures Nebula for like 5.5 seconds, and she's like, okay, fine, I'll tell you where the one stone that would prevent you from getting all 6 is, because me and Nebula had a moment in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
Like, that felt it felt unearned to me, but, because, like, even with their relationship, they left it off as, like, okay, let's not try to kill each other.
Well, I think she also felt like she owed her.
Yeah,
You
that's
know? It's like,
true.
You had a crappy childhood. I didn't.
And also like okay, so let's move on to the good. And the first thing I want to mention is it made women cry.
Yeah, that was
Like in my theater,
annoying.
sobbing.
Oh my heck, there's so much.
And I've
it's
talked to a
so
lot of
annoying.
people, and they all said like, yeah, somebody was like sobbing, somebody was crying
Yeah.
uncontrollably. Like people,
We were in different theaters.
yeah, different theaters. I'm talking to people like in New Jersey who are like, yeah, people were bawling in my theater. And like it's just that's a good thing. It means they made people feel such
Made people
emotions.
feel.
It made me feel a lot. I'm not a crier in the first place, but like I teared up a little bit
It was good.
because you're a heartless shrew, but like I've
Yeah.
got a heart. You're not a shrew.
No,
Yeah, you're just heartless.
heartless bastard.
That's true. Anyway, so like it was an emotional thing, and like one of the moments that I felt a lot of emotion during was the how Thanos acquires the Soul Stone with Gamora.
Yeah. It was like, that it kind of humanized Thanos. It was like he's not just here to just because he feels like it. He actually feels like he has a purpose that he needs to do this, for whatever his reasons are,
Yeah, and like I
he's compelled.
I really like Gamora too. Like you've been able to see her go from like this like heartless assassin to like someone who feels a lot of love to the people around her, and to have her die at that moment it was heartbreaking, and like with Thanos too, like you. So, one of my friends, Claudio, he said that he didn't really feel like Thanos really, that love that he apparently had toward her didn't feel earned, but like I feel like it very much did, because like she's been referred to as Thanos' favorite daughter, and like he didn't like he could have been so much more like aggressive and punishing when he first in the movie when he captures her again, like when he gets her back.
And it gave their back. I thought it did.
And it gave
their
backstory too.
Well too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
so
why he liked her initially.
yeah. So that it accomplished lots of things, which movies should do. Every scene should be accomplishing a few things.
Yeah.
So that felt earned, and it felt like an emotional thing. So
I felt they handled multiple storylines really well, and they were all good storylines. With Gamora, Scarlet Witch, Thor, his whole storyline. I really liked that getting with
the Dinkmeister.
Dinkmeister.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him though with his hands. Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, no, I like Thor's story wasn't like the most interesting of the stories, but like they kept it brief when they were there, and it accomplished two really important things, other things too, but like the first one was like building up to that moment where he beams down with the Bifrost that he apparently has access to now freely, and just like starts crushing it, and like that scene was insane.
They had some very good fight scenes in this.
Very good.
With Cap and Iron Man, and
like the whole sequence,
the whole thing with Spider-Man going in and out of the portals from Doctor Strange.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was really funny too.
That was great.
And then Star-Lord doing the same thing but flipping him off instead. Like the action was great, but like and then the other thing it accomplished was like one of my favorite relationships fostered in the movie, which was Thor and Rocket.
Yeah.
Like Rocket had a lot of character development, and I grinned if not laughed. Oh yeah, I grinned if not laughed every single time he called him Sweet Rabbit or Little Rabbit. That was the best. And Rocket just was, instead of freaking out like he does when he's called anything, he like just accepted it. He was like, "Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with Rabbit."
Whatever. Yeah.
So they and I think that's one of the reasons why Rocket was one of the only Guardians, besides Nebula, if you count her, which I kind of don't, kind of do, I guess.
Yeah.
But like he was spared because like I feel like he's gonna be the the space connection as well as a good relationship with Thor in this next movie. So anyway. Oh, what about the Iron Man? What felt like his send off?
Oh yeah, it was like I was so satisfied with that.
I could have been fine with it. Actually,
I was expecting Iron Man to go. I was expecting him to be done. It was like that was a very respectable fight.
Yeah. It was really well done, and it was one-on-one. Yeah. That nanotech though.
That was really cool, and it made sense, and it was yeah. I was surprised.
Yeah, and then when he got that praise from Thanos, like "You are a mighty warrior," I hope those remaining remember you. Yeah, like that was like, okay, wow, Iron Man's done. He's dead. This is it for our RDJ. This is it. But like it wasn't, and it kind of sets it up. We'll talk about the post-credit scene when we get there.
Yeah.
But so we kind of talked about Thor's entrance, and then the snap.
Snap was well done.
Like, holy crap. They built up to that for like 2 hours and 15 minutes. With, like, and when it happened, I was a little worried that they would end it with somehow with Thor like incapacitating Thanos at the moment, but like I guess I wasn't thinking straight because it felt so real. But then he snaps, and then bam, he's just gone.
Yeah.
Half the people in the entire universe are dead, and thus ensues the bawling of many.
Bawling of many.
So many people crying, but like it was just well done, and I liked when he. I know the CGI wasn't your favorite, but I liked that scene when he's talking to.
It was
Little
still
Gamora,
a good scene. It
and
was
he
just
says
a
like
little
it.
distracting.
Yeah, like it cost everything.
Yeah. What frustrated me with some of the girls crying around me was they're like, they can't do that. It was like,
They can.
Do you claim
They
to be
very
a fan
much can.
and you don't know
Yeah.
the story?
Anyway.
I don't know. Yeah.
So end credits. So all of the
yeah.
credits.
All right.
First before this, I really liked that they doubled down on the "this is a Thanos story" and said Thanos will return.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, we get to the post credits and
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
She's gonna be a thing.
I do know some people who are really disappointed about not
Kobe
seeing.
Smulders.
Well, yeah, I'm upset about Kobe
Everyone's
Smulders.
upset
That's
about Kobe Smulders.
but like upset about Nick Fury not finishing his sentence at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, people were upset.
Give Samuel L. Jackson his word.
Please, it's his word. I'm pretty sure he invented it.
Yeah.
If anyone did, it's
he
his.
owns it now. Yeah.
He gets a dollar, or no, he gets like a penny every time somebody says it. He's filthy rich.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so like when you see that Captain Marvel insignia on the pager, we got
What a
flip
weird
phones.
pager.
Like it's got to be like
The
a
flip phone
pager
makes sense.
that she gave him in the 90s or something that he's
Yeah.
held on to. Just like how Captain America, who's old school, gave Iron Man the flip phone for just in case. So like you see that, and like the crowd half flipped out, like me included, and then the other half was like, "What is that?" And I'm just like, "Well, you'll see in a few months.
How
You'll
does
see."
he know that Captain Marvel wasn't one of the 50%? I guess he doesn't. Nick Fury.
He
didn't
doesn't.
know what was going on.
But like we're assuming that.
Yeah. So also, random thought setting. So that post-credit scene set up. One of the next movies that's going to be coming out is Captain Marvel.
Uh-huh.
Also Ant-Man.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I think will end as at the same time as Infinity War. Like somebody that they know is gonna like disappear, and that for the crowd is gonna be like, oh, that's when this is happening.
Yeah.
And, anyway.
So that's what I was thinking of. Like, how are they gonna pull those off? Like,
just like Thor Ragnarok happened at the same time as Civil War.
Makes sense.
It's concurrent.
Yeah. So I could totally see that for
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Those.
Well,
movies.
Captain Marvel's gonna be in the 90s.
Oh really? Oh
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so she'll probably give
The
Fury
pager in that
okay.
movie.
That makes sense. All right, because I was gonna wonder.
Kind of like a Wonder Woman
half
thing,
of
but
the people are done.
Yeah.
And gone in the universe.
They're
gonna.
She can't be one of them.
Pull that out for 2 of the movies. All right. Anyways, okay.
And then so like, I like how this sets it up because now we see the original Avengers, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, Black Widow. I'm assuming that Hawkeye is going to be alive and he's going to come back because I like Hawkeye. I don't know about the rest of people, but I like Hawkeye.
Hawkeye's
and then Iron Man.
He's genuine.
He's very genuine. I very much like him.
Also, Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah, Bucky died.
You got to bring him back so Rocky can steal his arm.
I know. That joke was hilarious. He gives Thor the eye too that I think he stole in the last movie.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
And he's like, I would have watched that first. Thanks for telling him. Like,
yeah. Anyway, that was funny. But now you have the original Avengers, which I think I think Iron Man and Captain America are gonna have to sacrifice themselves in some way to bring back the new Avengers. and move on with Phase 4. Basically, like that's stepping back and looking at it. That seems like the most likely thing to happen.
They'll go out on a high note.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
So overall feeling, I adored this movie. I'm gonna go see it again tonight. I felt so much during the movie, and so much was happening, but like I was enjoying every single moment of it. The comedy interlaced was brilliant. Like just there was so much comedy in seeing these people interact for the first time, and I thought that was really genuine. So
it was good. It was well done. There's a lot of build up to this movie, and they pulled it off.
Yep.
I'm pleased.
I'm very pleased. The funny thing is, like, when I got home, I like one of the articles that my phone just like gives me. One of them was what's it called? Suicide Squad director says Marvel is killing it. And I'm just like, well, that's yep.
As a DC fan, holy crap, guys, get your crap together.
If they could do something to this caliber and this quality, I would adore it so much. But like they just tried to jump the gun way too quick, and it's just unearned.
At the same time,
that's the thing. Like, and I think in big part it's WB's issues.
Yeah, and it's like they've had a couple. Wonder Woman was honestly good.
It was good,
and that's about it.
I still think Captain Marvel's gonna be better than Wonder Woman.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, people are already, excited from Wonder Woman about seeing women, more superhero movies. So like, DC primed people up for this.
It's like, I was excited for a female superhero. I guess we'll have to wait for a good one.
Yep.
Anyway, was good.
Yep.
But come on.
Anyway.
DC. Head out your ass.
So between Peter Dinklage losing his hands and
poor guy.
Rocket being called Little Rabbit, I give this movie a Peter Quill flipping Thanos off.
It's a good rating.
Yeah, that's my rating.
It's a good rating. I'll stick with that too.
You guys are welcome for that. Go see it.